Yesterday we had an amazing fellowship, which is absolutely amazing. I always get help from the fellowship, always have our fellowships, not regular church fellowship, but abnormal church fellowship, but our church. And I always get help from them. Yesterday was through the roof. Through the roof. Through the roof. And the primary theme is our theme for this year, stay present. And the theme is, you were created to be free. You were not created to live enslaved by your imagination, by your thoughts, your up and downs, the illusion of your imagination. You were made to be free. And Christ came to not to condemn the world, but to overcome the world. You can overcome the world if you want to. Most people don't want to, number one. Even a lot of people who says that they want to don't really want to. Because when you tell them what to do and in order to overcome the world, they don't do it. Oh, I started, but I stopped. Oh, I did it for a while, and then I felt better, and then I stopped. Either you want to overcome the world or you don't. It's up to you. And you cannot blame not one person for your lack of inability to overcome misery, to overcome the world. And if you notice, just think about this. I mentioned this yesterday. Think about how you were taught to be good and to do good. You were taught that. Treat everybody the way you would like to be treated. Be good, do good. And that's the last thing you have been able to do in your whole lifetime, was to be good and do good. You've not been able to do it. You tried, has not worked. I wonder why. I wonder why. So I encourage you to work on overcoming your misery, your hell. Unless you just love your hell. There are a lot of people who love their misery, and they love inflicting their misery on others. Misery wouldn't be misery for them if they could not inflict it on others and get a false sense of life from it. And they call life death. They call death life and life death. Amazing. Well, and what I've noticed, and I'm sure most of you have by now, marriages don't work. I wonder why. They don't work. I can't tell you the number of men and women who are suffering in great length as a result of being married, fighting over the children. Mothers do not want to let the fathers see their children. And the fathers are angry at the mothers for not allowing them to see their children. Just think about this. You can make babies with a woman, and she can get mad at you for whatever reason. And to punish you, she punished the children by keeping the children away from you. And now you're upset. You, the man, upset. Not only has he lost his woman, his God, but he has also lost his children, his gods, or God. Because the children meant so much to him, and anything or anyone that means more to you than what is right is your God. It's a false God, but it is your God. And when you lose your God, you catch pure emotional, mental and emotional hell because you lost your false God, whatever it might be. And instead of overcoming that, you look for another false God. Because your false God tell you, oh, that one didn't work, get another one. And because you've been listening to false gods, you follow that one too, and you get another one. And the same thing repeats itself. Or even worse. Well, apparently, according to the New York Post, January often sees a rise in breakups. Happy Divorce Month. Happy Divorce Month. January often sees a rise in breakup with the first working Monday of the year being dubbed Divorce Day.
Yeah.
So today is Divorce Day. Happy Divorce Day.
How about
Amazing.
Divorce Month, if I may? And this is from the New York Post, just a little bit more. They're actually calling it Divorce Month. Many couples see the holiday season as the last straw for their relationship, and they tend to wait until the new year to avoid a messy holiday breakup, making January the most difficult month for couples, according to the New York Post.
Isn't that amazing? January. It's the most difficult time for couples. That's when they break up. So let's stay married until January. And the first week, the first Monday, let's break up. Amazing, huh? And here's a little bit more from the article. According to a psychotherapist, here's the reason why divorce rates increase in January.
Okay, so this says the stress of spending time with relatives, cooking an elaborate meal, and the giving and receiving of presents can be overwhelming for some people, she added. They hang on for the Christmas period, often for the sake of their children and family, but the threads of their relationship unravel shortly after. Jeez. The reason this occurs is we may have tolerated our partner, their behavior, family, or friends, and once the end of the year is upon us, we reassess what the year has been like and often make a conscious decision to start the new year fresh. Psychotherapist Dr. Karen Phillip.
Amazing. And then by the end of that year, you're back in the same hole again. Back at Christmas, back at gotta get ready for family, back at gotta go to the events that you don't want to go to, back at buying gifts that you don't want to buy. You repeat the same thing at the end of the year, and now you gotta get another divorce. And we talked about this yesterday in fellowship. It was an amazing discussion. If you missed it, go to rebuildingaman.com/fellowship or church. You gotta do what you want, but I recommend, but do what you want. You gotta overcome this false obligation to family, friends, and relationships. We have been taught wrong, and we don't do things out of love anymore. We do them out of obligation. And you find yourself doing so many things that you don't want to do out of guilt or family or obligation or something that you've been brainwashed to believe. There's no freedom in that. You have the right, not should have, you have the right to say, no, I'm not coming to the party. Or no, I'm not buying you a gift. Or no, I'm not spending money that I don't have. And you don't even owe an explanation. Just say no. But if I say no, they're going to think that I'm mean or they're going to dislike me. They've never liked you anyway. If they dislike you for saying no, that means they never liked you anyway. They pretend to like you because they have control over you. And you end up getting a divorce. And you end up fighting. And you end up destroying another generation of children if you have any. Because you're not free. You were created to be free. The prison cells are open. The owner of the prison gave orders to the guards of the prison to open all the gates the prison doors and let the inmates leave. And then the prison guard waited. The guards waited to see how many would leave. The gates are wide open now, the prison gates, doors, and you can just walk out. And so the guards waited for about a month before they had to report back to the prison manager how many people left. And they reported back, and maybe one left. All of the others were afraid to walk out of the prison gate because something or someone told them, oh, if you walk out, they're going to shoot you down the hall. They're just playing a trick on you. Or if you walk out, when you get on the boat to go across the river to get to land, they're going to drown you in the river. Your boat going to sink. Don't leave. Don't leave. And most people stay in their prison. And only a one, maybe two, but one get the courage to walk out of the prison. And they said, no, I'm not staying with the crowd. The crowd is weak and afraid. I'm not staying in this prison. I'm out of here. They told me I can leave. The doors are wide open. I'm leaving. But most stay back with the crowd because of fear of something else happening, even though they have permission to leave. You have permission to leave your prison. And see how many people take up the offer. And that's what happened. During the year, you live in prison, and at the end of the year, you pile on, you go in debt, run your credit cards up because the credit card company say, hey, you can use your credit card for shopping and pay later. And it sounds so good. Oh, yeah. And you have commercials to help you. Oh, yeah, I can pay later. That sounds so much easier. And you pay later. But later is deeper in debt. And now you fight with one another, and now you get a divorce. What a mess, huh? This year, I want to encourage you as an individual to work on your freedom. Work on being free. And you do that by seeking what is right inside of you. It's not outside, it's inside. And then watch the thoughts and see how much they try to imprison you. All those thoughts join forces to convince you not to walk out of prison, even though the doors are wide open. And then the people outside of you, the weak people, they try to convince you too. Don't go out there. You're going to get attacked. Don't go out there. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. And you stay in prison with the other people outside of you as well. When will you become an individual? Will you start this year out working on being an individual? Not controlled by the prisons, the inmates of your imagination, or the inmates outside of you who are lost in their imagination. And drop the anger. Anger is evil. There's not 1 ounce of love in anger. It's only fear and confusion. And if someone can make you angry, they can make you feel good. And if they can make you feel good, they can make you angry. You're not free. You are not free. Finding a free person in this country or in the world is like looking for a needle in a haystack. I was talking to one young man at the fellowship yesterday. Talked to many, but one, he was like, do I have to go to the family events on the weekends? Or can I just say I'm out of town? I was like, no, you don't have to say you're out of town. You can just say I'm not coming. You don't have to lie. You don't have to lie to your family member. I'm not coming, Mama. I'm not coming, brother or sister, or whatever group you got to say no to. Why not try freedom? And why not drop the anger? All that emotion is inside of you. The good emotion and the bad, both are bad, are inside of you, and you're responsible to overcome it. What a mess. And can you imagine making your wife or wives making their husband their God? And when your God is about to leave you, you fight. You fight. And sometimes to death do your part. You'll fight over money. You'll fight over breakups. You'll fight over being lonely. You'll fight over thinking that you're losing love. You'll fight over your wife or your husband being with someone else. You fight. And you call it love. Just think about that. And then you find people say, oh, yeah, I know how you feel. I know how you feel. And they validate your hell. And you repeat it. I don't know exactly what happened in this case, but according to people, a husband and a wife were in the process of getting a divorce, have died in an alleged murder-suicide in Mississippi on Saturday, December 28th. Happy New Year, huh? Here's some more of the image of the couple and their daughters. That's the couple that, according to people, died by suicide. Isn't that amazing? I know how that is. I understand how the mind works. I don't know what their situation really was, but the mind would tell you your wife or your husband's leaving you. They're going to be with someone else. Or they tell the wife, take everything he got. Look like such a nice family, right? Father, mother, husband, wife, and 2 little daughters. No sons. Baby. Here's a little bit more on the story. Watch this.
We have more breaking news now. This out of Brandon, where a husband and wife are dead following a murder-suicide. According to Brandon police, the couple was found on Toulon Street this morning after family conducted a welfare check on 30-year-old Jennifer Sheffield. Family at the scene say there were obvious signs of foul play inside the residence. Sheffield and her 40-year-old husband, Brandon Sheffield, were found inside. This is an ongoing investigation and will update you as more information becomes available.
Amazing, huh? And where's the love in that? For whatever reason they were fighting or this happened. There's no love in that. You never love one another. You call emotion love. Emotions are not love. It's not love. It's only hate. Oh, we fell in love when we met. When I first met her, I fell in love. When I first met him, I fell in love, she says. No, you fell in hell. And that's all you've been ever catching. Can you imagine your thoughts telling you, oh, you're losing this one for whatever reason? You might well kill yourself and her. And you believe it. Hell on earth, right here. Why not start this year out in the right way? Why not? Why not start it out working on you? Working on seeking what is right so that you, so you can overcome the fallen state. I have a little bit more from people on this story. The tragic incident comes after Jennifer spoke about her incredible ex-husbands while discussing their divorce in a TikTok video posted on December 10th. This is from TikTok.
So, about to be a newly single mom, and I am in the middle of a divorce. My husband is being incredible though, like really and truly, like we're working together, everything's great, we're splitting everything down the middle, like, you know, everything is good. It is a very civil divorce with our daughter in mind, and I really appreciate that. However, you know, I'm gonna be a mom, single income right now, and he will be helping with her, he will be supporting her, you know, so essentially, like, I'm really thankful for that, and that I will not have to worry so much about supporting her. However, I will be on a very limited income, with buying a new house and, you know, paying a mortgage and all that stuff. So, I've never done this before. I've never been on my own before. So, if you have any tips, saving money, making money, anything like that, like, I would really appreciate it.
Apparently it went fine with somebody. And so I don't know what happened. I don't know if this woman telling the truth about it was done fairly, everything worked out together, everybody. Apparently not, if it's true that he did a suicide on both of them. What and because women tend not to tell the truth when it comes to divorces and things like that. I don't know. But apparently something wasn't right if it's true that the husband killed the both of them. So did she like just do people pull aside the road and just do a TikTok thing from their car?
I was looking, it's the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Cause it looked like she was moving, but I guess he wasn't, right?
I think she was driving.
She was driving?
People do that. But
So she could do a TikTok how you keep your eyes on the road and do a TikTok?
Well, you could see her sort of keeping her eyes on the road. At least attempting to. But she does look at the camera.
She looks at the camera
Wait,
and look like she takes
I don't
her
know if
head.
she's driving.
I don't think she's driving. It's just...
It sure looked like it for a moment. No, look, the background is moving. She is driving. She was stopped at a red light for a moment there.
How do you know?
Oh, see the background moving. I see it right now.
But how do you know she stopped at a light?
Well, I don't know for sure, but she was stopped for a second. That's why it looked like she wasn't. But I am now looking at her driving right now. Look at the background.
It looked like the background moving. I don't know if the car's moving past her or she's moving.
That's grass.
Look
and
how
like
she's taking her hands off the steering wheel.
Right. No, okay, we're getting derailed. We're trying to figure this out. I swear she stopped right now.
It looked like she stopped right. Oh,
come on.
I can't tell.
Anyways,
But that's
it's
amazing.
weirder that she even made a TikTok about the divorce.
Right.
That's weird to me.
It looked like she did come to a stop and then started up again. But it is amazing she put this on TikTok.
Strange.
Ain't nothing private no more. What the?
Is that her online dating profile? Like, I don't understand what she's doing. I'm going to be
It's all like she
with
asking
no
for
money.
help. So it's not clear who committed the suicide. It doesn't really say if it was the man or the woman who did it. And you almost want to assume it was the man because that woman did the TikTok thing talking about how amazing things were. So we don't know for sure. It's not clear in this particular or soundbite we have. Amazing, huh?